Hello students, my name is Dr. Shaheen Ahmed. Welcome to the chemistry classes. Today we are going to study class 10th chemistry chapter metals and non-metals. Topic: how do metals and non-metals react? So let us understand. Dear students, I hope that all of you have seen my previous video related with this chapter metal and non-metal, and so many things I have explained you about the physical and chemical properties of metals and non-metals. Today I am going to explain you few concepts of this periodic table, and afterwards on the basis of this periodic table many things related with the chapter metals and non-metals I will explain you. So as I told you in my previous video that this periodic table has some vertical columns and some horizontal columns. How many horizontal columns are there? That I told you there are 7 horizontal columns are there. Like this is the horizontal column 1, horizontal column 2, horizontal column 3, horizontal column 4, horizontal column 5, then 6 and then 7. Total 7 horizontal columns are there, and these horizontal columns are called periods. And how many vertical groups are there? If we count, this is the first vertical group, the second vertical group, and then we continue and finally we reach here, that is vertical column 18. So total vertical columns are 18, total horizontal columns are 7. Horizontal columns are called periods and vertical columns are called groups. Now some interesting things we observe and we see in this periodic table. I am taking the second period of this periodic table and the first element of the second period, and that is lithium. And what is the atomic number of lithium? And that is 3. You see this atomic number 3. This upside whatever the number that is given, that is the atomic number. So period 2, lithium atomic number 3. And in the 9th class you might have studied that total number of electrons present in an atom of the element, that is equal to atomic number. So suppose this has the atomic number 3, it means it has the total electrons 3. And now we arrange these 3 electrons in the different shell according to the Borbori scheme which you have studied in the 9th class. So when we fill up the 3 electron in the atom, then we write 2 and 1. So how many electrons are present in the outermost shell? Outermost means the last shell. Shell means that orbit around the nucleus which are found in the atom, that is called shell. Actually around the nucleus there are the various orbits are there. There is the nucleus, first orbit, second orbit, third orbit, fourth orbit, fifth orbit. These orbits are also called as energy levels as well as shell. So either we say as shell, or we say as energy level, or we say as orbit, they have the same meaning. Now see, if it has the 3 atomic number, it means it has the total electron 3, and now we arrange the 3 electron in the various shell, it will come 2 and 1. So outermost shell has only 1 electron. Now we go for the beryllium, atomic number 4. And if the atomic number 4, we write the electronic configuration and we write 2 and 2. So outermost how many electrons are there? 2. Now we come to this point. Boron. Boron has the atomic number 5, and now we arrange this electron. Total 5 electrons are there, and when we arrange, then it comes 2 and 3. Then how many electrons are present in the outermost shell? That is 3. Outermost shell में जो electrons हैं, they are also called as valence electrons. So if I ask you how many valence electrons are there in this boron, then you say 3. Now carbon, atomic number 6, electron 6. And if the 6 electrons are there, then how do we arrange? That is 2 and 4. Now 7, 2 and 5, 8, 2 and 6, 2 and 7, 2 and 8. One very interesting thing you will observe here, when we pick up the first element of the second period, and that is lithium, how many valence electrons are there? 1. In this how many valence electrons are there? 2. In this, how many valence electrons are there? 3. In this valence electrons, how many? 4. Then 5, 6, 7 and 8. It means you can say as we move in the periodic table from left side to the right side, the number of valence electrons which are present in the outermost shell, that increases from 1 to 8. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8. Now we see and we observe the next period, and next period means third period, and this is the third period, that is sodium, atomic number 11, and atomic number 11, then how many electrons? That is 11. And if the electrons are 11, then we arrange in the different shell, then according to the Bohr-Bury rule, then how do we write? 2, 8, 1. So we write 2, 8, 1. This is magnesium, atomic number 12, electrons 12. How do we arrange? 2, 8, 2. Now we come to this aluminum, atomic number 13, arrangement 2, 8, 3. Here 2, 8, 4. Here 2, 8, 5. 2, 8, 6. 2, 8, 7. 2, 8, 8. So what the another interesting thing you are observing? In the third period also, when we are moving from left to right, then the number of valence electron increases from 1 to 8. So see, valence electron 1, valence electron 2, valence electron 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. In the next period, this if we see, then valence electron 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8. So as we move from left to right in the periodic table, the number of valence electron increases from 1 to 8. Now this thing you keep in the mind. So any period, if we observe the arrangement of the electrons, it follows like this only. Afterwards we will study some more points related with this. In this periodic table, I already told you the last group, and that is group 18. These elements, they are called inert gases or noble gases. And why they are called inert gases or noble gases? Because these gases, they do not react at all with any of the element. And why? Because they have a stable condition. And what is the stable condition? They have the number of valence electrons 8 in the outermost shell. If we see this, except helium. Helium is the exceptional case. Helium has only 2 electrons in the outermost shell, but it is also very, very stable. It also does not react at all with any of the element. And except helium, all the element, they have 8 electron in the outermost shell. You see, helium के बाद neon, atomic number 10, configuration 2 and 8. Then argon, atomic number 18, configuration 2, 8, 8. Then afterwards krypton, that is 36. If we write, then 2, 8, 18, 8. And in the same way, xenon, radon, these elements also, they have 8 electron in the outermost shell or in the valence shell. Scientists, they suggested and told that any of the element, if it has the 8 electron in the outermost shell, that element will not react with any of the element and will not make any compound. And this is the reason that these noble gases or inert gases, they do not react with any of the element, and that is why they are called inert gases or noble gases, and they are very, very stable. Now if they are stable, what's about the other element? If other element we see, then how many valence electrons are there? So either all these elements from group 1 to group 17, either they have the 1 valence electron or 2 valence electron or 3 valence electron or 4, 5, 6 or 7. 8 already I have told you, these elements, they have the 8 electron in the outermost shell. The remaining elements, they have the number of valence electron from 1 to 7. Less than 1 electron in the outermost shell, that is not possible. More than 8 electron in the outermost shell, that is also not possible, because in the periodic table the maximum number of electron in the valence shell, that is 8. So remaining element, all these elements in the periodic table from here to here, they have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 electron in the outermost shell, and all these atoms and their elements, they are unstable. Why they are unstable? Because they do not have the 8 electron in the outermost shell. There is a rule, and that is called octet rule. And what the octet rule says? Octet rule says those elements which have the 8 electron in the outermost shell, they are stable, and rest of the element which do not have the 8 electron, it means they have the 1 to 7 electron in the outermost shell, they are very unstable. And if they are unstable, they want to make the stability. And how do they make the stability? They try to make the electrons 8 in the outermost shell. If they have 1 electron in the outermost shell, they try to make 8 electron. If they have 2 electron in the outermost shell, they try to make 8 electron. If they have 5, they have 5 valence electron, if they have, then also they try to make the 8 electron. Then how do they make the 8 electron in the outermost shell? 3 rules are there. First rule, either by sharing the electron. Second, either by losing the electron or by gaining the electron. So if they, somewhere if it is a possibility, they may lose the electron. Somewhere there is a possibility they may gain the electron. Somewhere there is a possibility they may share the electron. So either by losing, gaining or sharing, all these elements which have the valence electron 1 to 7, they always try to make the 8 electron in the outermost shell, and they want to become stable. These all the elements from group 1 to group 17, they all want to think always, they all think always that they want to become like noble gases. इन सारे एलिमेंट्स के लिए from here to here, these noble gases, they are the ideal. Ideal means every atom, every element, they want to become like noble gases. They think that we become like noble gases and then we become stable. तो कैसे करते हैं? Either by losing or by gaining or by sharing. Now we will study some more points that how these elements and their atoms, how they make the 8 electron in the outermost shell. How do they gain the electron? How do they lose the electron? How do they share the electron? So just listen carefully. See this table carefully and try to understand in what conditions the atom they lose, gain or share the electron. So I have taken the element of the third period. If you see the periodic table, the third period, the first element is Na, that is sodium, then magnesium, then aluminium, then silicon, then phosphorus, sulfur, chlorine and argon. And what is the atomic number of the first element of the third period? That is 11. Sodium has the atomic number 11. You can see the periodic table. Then magnesium 12, aluminium 13, silicon 14, phosphorus 15, 16, 17 and 18. Now we write the electronic configuration. How do we write? 2A10 1, 2A2, 2A3, 2A4. Because already I told you the number of electrons in the atom, that is equal to the atomic number. So atomic number 11, number of electrons 11, configuration 281, 282, 283, 284, 285, 286, 287 and 288. Now valence electrons. How many valence electrons? See, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8. Because I told you the number of valence electron increases from 1 to 8. So these are the valence electron. See, up one by one we will see. The first element I take, that is sodium, has the configuration 281 and valence electron 1. This sodium और इसके जैसे all the element which have the 1 electron in the outermost shell. Any element which has the 1 electron in the outermost shell of its atom, then how does it make the 8 electron? कैसे बनाएगा? Two possibility है. First possibility, it loses one of its own electron. ये अपना एक single electron किसी को दे दे. If it gives its own 1 electron to any of the element, then this will go from here and this configuration will become 2 and 8. And outermost shell now acquires 8 electron and the atom become stable. What is the second possibility? Second possibility is this: it takes the 7 electron from other element. It take out the 7 electron from other atom and gains the electron in this shell. Then it will become 2, 8, 8. Then also it may make the 8 electron in the outermost shell. So two possibilities are there. First possibility, either it loses this electron, then this will become outermost, or it gains 7 electron from other element, then it will acquire 8 electron in this. So what is easier for this? Losing its own 1 electron to the other atom or gaining 7 electron from other atom? So what is easier? So it's simple. It is easy to give 1 electron to other atom. अपना एक इलेक्ट्रॉन किसी को भी दे दो, there is no problem. But taking out 7 electron from other atom, that is a difficult task. So ये क्या करेगा? अपना एक इलेक्ट्रॉन किसी एक एटम को दे देगा. And after losing 1 electron, it acquire 1 unit of positive charge. So see, this is the valence electron 1, it loses 1 electron, and afterwards this acquire 1 unit of positive charge. This valency I will explain you afterwards. So after losing 1 electron, it requires 1 unit of positive charge. Now the next element we see 2, 8 and 2. It has the 2 electron in the outermost shell. And if it has the 2 electron in the outermost shell, again there are two possibilities. Either it loses its both the 2 electron. These are the 2 electron. And if it loses 2 electron, then this will become outermost. And it will acquire 8 electron in the outermost shell. And what is the second possibility? It gains 6 electron from other atom. And if it gains 6 electron from other atom, this will become outermost. So देखिए, either it loses these 2 electron, this will become outermost. If it gains 6 electron from other atom, then 2, 8, 8, and this will become outermost. Now what is easier for it? Losing its own 2 electron or gaining 6 electron from outside? So it's simple. Losing its own 2 electron, that is quite easy. So what does it do? It will lose 2 electron, and after losing these 2 electron, this will become outermost and it will acquire 8 electron in the outermost shell. And after losing 2 electron, it will acquire 2 unit of positive charge. So magnesium acquires always 2 unit of positive charge. Now see, aluminium, that is 2, 8 and 3. It has the 3 electron in the outermost shell. Again, two possibilities are there. Either it loses its all 3 electron and gives to other atom, or it takes out 5 electron from other atom and keeps in this. So for this also, what is easy? Giving its own 3 electron or taking out 5 electron from other atom. So simple, it loses its own 3 electron. And when aluminium loses its own 3 electron, aluminium acquires 3 unit of positive charge. So it loses this 3 electron and aluminium acquires 3 unit of positive charge. Now those elements which have the 4 electron in the outermost shell, I will just explain you after 5 minutes. Now we come to this phosphorus, atomic number 15, number of electron 15, and configuration 2, 8 and 5. Up now it has the 5 electron in the outermost shell. क्या करेगा ये? Either it will lose 5 electron or it will gain 3 electron from other atom. Now for the phosphorus, it is difficult to lose 5 electron. अब इसके लिए अपने 5 इलेक्ट्रॉन लूज करना, दैट इज क्वाइट डिफिकल्ट. तो ये क्या करेगा? इट विल बारो, इट विल टेक 3 इलेक्ट्रॉन फ्रॉम अदर एटम. सो दोज एटम्स ऑफ द एलिमेंट विच हैव द 5 इलेक्ट्रॉन इन द आउटरमोस्ट शेल, दे डू नॉट लूज इलेक्ट्रॉन, दे ऑलवेज गेन द इलेक्ट्रॉन. And after gaining the electron, they make the 8 electron in the outermost shell. And whenever the atom gains the electron, they acquires negative charge. So since it has the 5 electron in the outermost shell, so it gains 3 electron from other atom and makes outermost shell electrons 8, and it acquires the 3 unit of negative charge, P minus 3. Now we come to this 2, 8 and 6. Two possibility, either it loses 6 electron or it gains 2 electron. So what is easier for it? Gaining 2 electron. So it gains 2 electron, and element like sulfur, any element which have the 6 electron in the outermost shell, they always gain the electron. And how many? 2. And afterward they acquire 2 unit of negative charge. And afterwards last 2, 8 and 7, it has the 7 electron in the outermost shell. And if it has the 7 electron in the outermost shell, again two possibilities, losing 7 electron or taking 1 electron. So what is easy and what is easier for it? Gaining 1 electron from other atom. So it very easily accepts 1 electron from other atom, and after gaining 1 electron, this makes the configuration 2, 8 and 8, and the outermost shell acquires 8 electron in the outermost shell, and after gaining 1 electron, it acquires 1 unit of negative charge. Now after studying this, one thing you see very clearly, that all those elements which have the 1 electron, 2 electron, 3 electron in the outermost shell, these all the elements which have the 1, 2, 3 electrons in the outermost shell, they always lose the electron, and after losing the electron, they want to make 8 electron in the outermost shell. And all those elements which have the 5 electron, 6 electron and 7 electron in the outermost shell, they never lose the electron, they always gain the electron. They try to make 8 electron in the outermost shell by gaining electron. तो 5, 6, 7 वाले हमेशा इलेक्ट्रॉन को गेन करके ऑक्टेट कंप्लीट करेंगे. वैलेंस इलेक्ट्रॉन 1, 2, 3 वाले दे ऑलवेज लूज द इलेक्ट्रॉन, ये हमेशा इलेक्ट्रॉन को लूज करके अपनी ऑक्टेट को कंप्लीट करेंगे. नाउ व्हाट्स अबाउट दोज एलिमेंट विच हैव द valence electron 4, like silicon and carbon. Carbon has the atomic number 6, configuration 2 and 4, and silicon atomic number 14, configuration 2, 8 and 4. All those elements which have the 4 electron in the outermost shell, neither they lose electron nor they gain the electron. They always share the electron, and after sharing the electron they make the 8 electron in the outermost shell. And how do they share, that we will study in the next chapter, that is carbon and its compound. So at this time we are not going to study the sharing of the electron. अब हम लोग पढ़ेंगे व्हाट इज द वैलेंसी. वैलेंसी, द सिंपलेस्ट डिफिनेशन ऑफ द वैलेंसी इज total number of electrons lost by the atom, gained by the atom or shared by the atom, that is called valency. It means for making the 8 electron in the outermost shell, whatever the number of electron an atom loses or it gains or it shares, that is called valency. So this has 1 electron in the outermost shell, this always loses 1 electron, valency 1. This always loses 2 electron, valency 2. This always loses 3 electron, valency 3. This shares with 4 electron, so valency 4. Now this is 5. It gains electron, how many? 3, so valency 3. This gains 2 electron, valency 2. This gains 1 electron, valency 1. This neither loses, gains or share the electron, so valency we say 0. The total number of electrons lost by the atom, gained by the atom और shared by the atom, that is called valency. एक एटम अपनी ऑक्टेट कंप्लीट करने के लिए जितने इलेक्ट्रॉन को लूज करता है या गेन करता है या शेयर करता है, दैट इज कॉल्ड वैलेंसी. ये 1 लूज करता है, वैलेंसी 1. ये 1 गेन करता है, वैलेंसी 1. ये 2 लूज करता है, वैलेंसी 2. दिस गेन्स 2 इलेक्ट्रॉन, वैलेंसी 2. दिस लूजेस 3 इलेक्ट्रॉन, वैलेंसी 3. दिस गेन्स 3 इलेक्ट्रॉन, वैलेंसी 3. एंड दिस शेयर्स विद 4 इलेक्ट्रॉन, तो वैलेंसी इज 4. अब एक और बात, those element which have the 1 electron, 2 electron or 3 electron in the outermost shell or outermost orbit, these all elements are called metals. So you see this atomic number 11, outermost electron 1, outermost electron 2, outermost electron 3. So these elements all, they are called metals. And these elements which have the 5 electron, 6 electron and 7 electron in the outermost shell, they are called non-metals. And the group 14 elements, some elements are metalloid and some elements are non-metal, so that also you will study later on. But those elements which have the 1, 2, 3 electron in the outermost shell, they are all are called metals. And those electrons which have the 5, 6, 7 electron in the outermost shell, they are called non-metals. Those have 8 electron in the outermost shell, they are called noble gases. Those elements which have the 4 electron in the outermost shell, some are metalloid and some are non-metals. Now we'll discuss about groups. One more important point I am going to tell you about the groups. You see this, these all elements from here to here, they all have the 1 electron in the outermost shell, and this is the group number 1. So those elements which have the 1 electron in the outermost shell, they have the group number 1. And this group number, you see beryllium atomic number 4, configuration rate 22, magnesium 12, 282, calcium 2882. These all elements, they have the valence electron 2 and their group number is also 2. So interesting thing, these elements all, they have the valence electron 1, so they belong to the group 1. These all elements, they have the valence electron 2 and the group number 2. Now after this one, from here to here, all these elements, group 3 to group 12, these elements are not in the 10th class syllabus. These elements, they are called transition elements or D block element that you are going to study in the class 11. So this from this group number to this group number, group 3 to group 12, the total group number how many? 10 groups are there. In actual, if this group number we see, this group 3, group 4, group 5, group 6, group 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Total groups how many are there? Total 10 groups are there from 3 to 12, and these 10 groups are not in our 10th class syllabus. So in the 10th class syllabus, what we will do, we will skip this, and after skipping these elements from the periodic table, आप ये समझ लीजिए from here to here all these elements are not there. और हम क्या करेंगे, इस पूरे ब्लॉक को दिस ऑल दीज एलिमेंट वी जस्ट शिफ्ट फ्रॉम दिस साइड टू दिस साइड. तो आपके जस्ट कैल्शियम के बाद आपको कौन सा एलिमेंट मिलेगा? गैलियम. दिस, इसको उठा के और यहाँ चिपका दीजिए. तो आफ्टर 20 यू विल गेट 31, नॉट दिस एलिमेंट. ठीक है, इन एलिमेंट्स को हम छोड़ देते हैं और यहाँ पे बात करते हैं. देखिए, इसके लास्ट में 1 इलेक्ट्रॉन, इनके लास्ट में 2 इलेक्ट्रॉन. तो यहाँ देखिए, इनके लास्ट में 3 इलेक्ट्रॉन आएंगे. जैसे बोरान एटॉमिक नंबर 5, कॉन्फिगरेशन 2 and 3. इसके बाद एल्युमिनियम एटॉमिक नंबर 13, कॉन्फिगरेशन 2, 8 and 3. तो वैलेंस इलेक्ट्रॉन 3, तो वैलेंस इलेक्ट्रॉन 1, वैलेंस इलेक्ट्रॉन 2, वैलेंस इलेक्ट्रॉन 3, वैलेंस इलेक्ट्रॉन 4, 5, 6, 7 and 8. अब यहाँ पर क्या होगा? इसके वैलेंस इलेक्ट्रॉन 1 तो ग्रुप नंबर 1, वैलेंस इलेक्ट्रॉन 2 ग्रुप नंबर 2. तो जिनका ग्रुप नंबर 1 है उनके सभी एलिमेंट्स में वैलेंस इलेक्ट्रॉन 1 होंगे. जिनके ग्रुप नंबर 2 है उनके सब में वैलेंस इलेक्ट्रॉन 2 होंगे. लेकिन जब हम यहाँ से यहाँ तक 10 ग्रुप स्किप कर देते हैं तो यहाँ से थोड़ा आइडिया चेंज हो जाता है. कैसा आइडिया चेंज होगा? अब यहाँ पर जो ग्रुप नंबर 13 है उसमें वैलेंस इलेक्ट्रॉन होंगे 3. तो आप याद रखेंगे, those element which have the 3 valence electron, they have the group number 13. Those who have 4 electron, they have the group number 14. 5 valence electron 15, 6 valence electron 16, 7 valence electron 17, 8 valence electron 18. और एक बार फिर से आप समझ लिए कि जिनके लास्ट में 3 इलेक्ट्रॉन होते हैं उनका ग्रुप नंबर 13 क्यों होता है? बिकॉज जो बीच के हम जो 10 ग्रुप्स हैं वी आर स्किपिंग एंड एट दिस टाइम वी आर नॉट स्टडिंग एट ऑल. तो वैलेंस इलेक्ट्रॉन 1 ग्रुप नंबर 1, वैलेंस इलेक्ट्रॉन 2 ग्रुप नंबर 2, वैलेंस इलेक्ट्रॉन 3 ग्रुप नंबर 13. वी आर एडिंग 10. व्हाई? बिकॉज वी आर स्किपिंग दीज एलिमेंट्स फ्रॉम हियर टू हियर. 10 ग्रुप्स वी आर स्किपिंग. तो आप याद रखेंगे. देखिए, दिस इज द रीजन दैट दिस सोडियम इट हैज द एटॉमिक नंबर valence electron 1 and I have kept in the group 1. These are the valence electron 2, I have kept in the group 2. Valence electron 3, I have put here group 13. Valence electron 4 group 14, valence electron 5 group 15, valence electron 6 group 16, valence electron 7 group 17 and valence electron 8 group 18. तो याद रखेंगे इस बात को, वेरी इंपॉर्टेंट पॉइंट. हमने आपको बताया those element which have the 1 electron, 2 electron, 3 electron in the outermost shell, they all are called metals. Those elements which have the 5 electron, 6 electron or 7 electron in the outermost shell, what they are called? They are non-metal. ये जो 3 columns हैं ये they are non-metals and these 3 columns from here to here they are called metals. अब any time suppose a non-metal element reacts and combines with a non-metal. So non-metal whenever reacts or combines with the non-metal, always covalent bond is formed, and covalent bond is formed by sharing of the electron, and that also we will study in the next chapter, that is carbon and its compounds. So non-metal when they combine they form covalent bond, and covalent bond is formed by sharing of the electron. Here you see metal and metal when they combine they form metallic bond, and metallic bond is also not in our 10th class syllabus, that you are going to study in the class 12. Non-metal covalent bond, metal metallic bond, and whenever a metal combines with the non-metal always ionic bond is formed. Ionic bond अभी हम लोग पढ़ेंगे just after 5 minutes. Metal and non-metal when they combine they form ionic bond. So downside I have written covalent bond is always formed by sharing of the electron, ionic bond is formed by gaining or losing of the electrons, and metallic bond is not in the 10th class syllabus. So I hope all the things are clear to you. Metal with metal metallic bond, non-metal with non-metal covalent bond, metal with a non-metal, that is ionic bond. Ionic bond is formed by losing and gaining of the electron. Covalent bond is formed by the sharing of the electron. Now we go further and we will study now the 2 examples of ionic bond, how the ionic bond is formed, and in your syllabus the 2 compounds are there. One is sodium chloride and the second is magnesium chloride. Both the compounds are ionic, and we will study that how the ionic bonds are formed in these 2 compounds, that is NaCl and MgCl2. See how the formation of sodium chloride, an ionic compound, that takes place. So we take 1 atom of sodium and 1 atom of chlorine. This I have taken 1 atom of sodium. Sodium has the atomic number 11 and when we write the configuration, electronic configuration, then we write 2, 8 and 1. And its outline diagram, that is here. This is the nucleus of the sodium. This is the first shell, second shell, third shell. First shell accommodates 2 electron, second shell accommodates 8 electron, third shell accommodates 1 electron. So sodium has the atomic number 11, number of electrons 11, electronic configuration 2, 8, 1. First shell 2, second shell 8, third shell 1 electron. Now another atom of chlorine we take. Chlorine atomic number 17, and when we write the configuration, then 2, 8 and 7. This is the first shell, this is the second shell, this is the third shell. You see here, first shell has only 2 electron, second shell has 8 electron, third shell has 7 electron. Sodium and chlorine both are the unstable atom, because both the atoms octet is not completed, number of electrons are not 8. So both the atoms, they try to make 8 electron in the outermost shell. So just now I told you, those atoms which have 1 electron in the outermost shell, how do they make the 8 electron? By losing. And those elements which have the 7 electron in the outermost shell, then how do they gain? How do they acquire 8 electron? By gaining the electron. So sodium loses 1 electron, chlorine gains that electron. And after losing this 1 electron, this shell disappears. And the configuration becomes 2 and 8. And you see the atom now, ion. Now it has become ion. This is the nucleus. First shell A2 and the second shell 8. And now it has acquired 8 electron in the outermost shell. Now it has become ion because it has lost 1 electron. After losing 1 electron, it forms the ion, that is Na+. And what is the outer configuration? That is 2 and 8. And that was only the motive or purpose of this sodium. After losing 1 electron, it acquires 8 electron in the outermost shell. That electron which is lost by the sodium, that is gained by the chlorine. It has the 7 electron in the outermost shell, so that gains 1 electron and the configuration becomes 2, 8, 8. So you see, first shell 2 electron, second shell 8 electron, third shell 8 electron. And after gaining 1 electron, it also forms ion, and that is called anion. Positively charged ion is called cation, negatively charged ion is called anion. And this anion Cl minus, what is the configuration? 2, 8, 8. Now this cation has 1 unit of positive charge, this anion has 1 unit of negative charge, and both these ions, they have equal and opposite charges. And if they have the equal and opposite charges, so they are attracted to each other. Both the ions, they attract to each other, and a type of force of attraction is developed between these two oppositely charged ions, and that is called electrostatic force of attraction, or nothing but it is ionic bond. So when this Na plus and Cl minus, they come close to each other, a force of attraction is developed, and this Na plus and Cl minus, they come very close to each other, and they are strongly held by this force of attraction, and this force of attraction is called ionic bond. So if I say to you, what is the ionic bond? Ionic bond is simply the force of attraction which is developed between the two oppositely charged ions, and like this the formation of sodium chloride takes place. That is in our syllabus, and that is very important. Now we are going to study the another ionic compound, that is magnesium chloride. How the magnesium chloride formation takes place, that is MgCl2. So wait. So see, formation of magnesium chloride. So first we see what is the chemical formula of magnesium chloride, and that is MgCl2. We will study formation of magnesium chloride, and the formula is MgCl2. When sodium combines with chlorine, then one sodium reacts with one chlorine atom and it forms NaCl. But when magnesium reacts with chlorine, it reacts with two chlorine. One magnesium atom reacts with two chlorine atom. Why? That we'll see. So first we see the outline diagram of magnesium atom. So this is the magnesium atom, atomic number 12, number of electrons 12, electronic configuration 2, 8 and 2. First shell 2 electron, second shell 8 electron, third shell 2 electron. So what did I tell you? If it wants to acquire 8 electron in the outermost shell, it has to lose 2 of its outermost electron. Now we see 2 chlorine atoms are there. One magnesium reacts with 2 chlorine. So this is one chlorine, this is another chlorine. So chlorine atomic number 17, configuration 2, 8 and 7. First shell 2 electron, second shell 8 electron, third shell 7 electron. Second chlorine atom, first shell 2 electron, second shell 8 electron, third shell 7 electron. 2, 8 and 7, 2, 8 and 7. Now we see how the transfer of electron takes place. Magnesium has only 2 electron in the outermost shell. Anyhow, magnesium has to lose 2 electron to make 8 electron in the outermost shell. And when it loses 2 electron, there must be 2 atom of chlorine to accept those 2 electron, because one chlorine atom only can accept 1 electron. So one chlorine atom accepts 1 electron, another chlorine atom also accepts 1 electron, and the configuration that becomes 2, 8 and 7. It also has the atomic number 17 and the configuration 2, 8 and 7. So when it loses 2 electron, 1 electron, it gives one of its electron to this chlorine and one of its electron to this chlorine. And after gaining 1 electron, this chlorine becomes anion, and chlorine acquires 1 unit of negative charge, and the configuration becomes 2, 8 and 8. This chlorine also accepts 1 electron, and after accepting 1 electron, it becomes anion Cl minus, and the configuration becomes 2, 8 and 8. And this, after gaining 2 electron, it also forms ion, and that is Mg plus 2, and this is called cation. Magnesium acquires 2 unit of positive charge. Each chlorine atom that acquires 1 unit of negative charge. Now these both the ions, magnesium plus 2 and Cl minus, both the ions, they come close to each other because opposite charges are there. And due to this opposite charges, these ions, they come close to each other, and a force of attraction is developed between the Mg plus 2 and 2Cl minus. And finally, an ionic compound is formed, and the force of attraction which is present between this Mg plus 2 and Cl minus, that is called electrostatic force of attraction or ionic bond. So we see how this formation of Mg plus 2 finally takes place. Magnesium acquires 2 unit of positive charge, each chlorine atom that acquires 1 unit of negative charge, and finally this Mg plus 2 and 2Cl minus, they come close to each other and they form magnesium chloride, that is MgCl2. So I hope formation of both the compound, that is sodium chloride and magnesium chloride, is clear to you. Now we go to the another topic. Now we will study the difference between the ionic compound and covalent compound. Ionic compounds are formed by losing or gaining of the electrons, and covalent bond is formed by sharing of the electron. So see what are the differences. First point, they are usually crystalline solids. They are solids and looking like crystals, like our sodium chloride, NaCl. And covalent compound, they may be liquid or gas. Some of them are solids. Second point, they have high melting point and boiling point, and they have low melting point and boiling point. Number 3 point, they are usually soluble in the water and they are usually insoluble in the water. 4th point, they conduct electricity when dissolved in the water or melted. Melted means पिघले हुए या molten form, MOLTEN, molten form. So when the ionic compounds are dissolved in the water, then they conduct electricity. So either they dissolve in the water or they are in the molten form, then they are able to conduct electricity. They do not conduct electricity. 5th point, they are insoluble in organic solvent like alcohol or ether. In alcohol or ether, they are organic solvent because they contain carbon. So these compounds are insoluble in them, but they are soluble in the organic solvent. So these are the 5 points are there as a difference between the ionic compound and covalent compound. If suppose question comes, what are the properties of ionic compound? So you can write all these 5 points this side. And if question comes, write the properties of covalent compound, then you can write all these 5 points. And if the question comes, write the differences between the ionic compound and covalent compound, then you can write and draw the table this way, and you can differentiate the ionic and covalent compound. Now this is all about the formation of the ionic compound and the differences in the ionic and covalent compound. I hope all the things which I have explained you today, that is clear to you. You just go through the notes as well as the NCERT and clarify the topics further from the reference. Thank you.